Ocean Software presents Robocop, part man, part machine, all computer game. You've seen the smash movie, played the all-action coin-op, now experience the thrills on your home computer. As Robocop, you blast through the many levels of the underworld in the pursuit of justice. Scrolling shoot-'em-up action. You've got to be tough, ruthless, and lethal. You've got to be Robocop.
Do I have to be? Do I have to be Robocop?
You do have to be Robocop. You creep.
Can I be something else? I want to be something else. Well. What do we have here? Another episode of Play Retro? Sure, why not? This is Play Retro. I'm one of your hosts, Scott Johnson, and I'm here in my 2043 Ford Taurus asking you to drop your weapon. Drop your weapon. If you don't, I will shoot you through the lady's skirt you're holding hostage, and that's going to hurt. Want to end up in a new Detroit ER tonight? I'd buy that for $1.
Yeah, you would. And I'm your other host, Brian Dunaway, and I'd also buy that for $1, or the arcade token equivalent of $1. Your move, creep. Now, excuse me, I have to go break Prime Directives 1 through 3. Breaking the public trust, punching the law, and just shooting everything I see from my leg calf gun of mine. Thank you for your cooperation. Robocop!
Robocop wins.
Have you ever played any of the Robocop games?
Robocop.
He often would yell, Robocop, when he would do certain things. I don't understand why, but he would.
I don't either,
get into it.
because he never did it in the movies either. It was just the games.
I don't remember one time Weller walking around, punching somebody, and then going, Robocop!
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Not once. I know he would say, drop your weapon. The law states you must comply. Whatever. He's got all kinds of stuff to say.
Your move, creep.
Your move, creep. What's your name, mister? Or what's your name, son? Burpee. Like things like that. Burpee. But you never get him go, Robocop! It's really stupid, but we're going to dig into it, find out what's up. He does say this a lot.
Serve the public trust.
Serve the public trust.
Yeah. He's definitely, they definitely got the Prime Directives written everywhere. Mm-hmm. Scott found out when he was on the toilet today looking at the AR version of Robocop 2.
Yeah, so Brian sent me this cool 3D AR thing, and if you're on your phone, you can put it in the room with you, and it's the old arcade machine, so you can have a full-size thing there and kind of walk up to it as if you're near it and all that. It's very cool. Everyone knows how AR works, and so he happened to catch me on the shitter. So
what is this? Click.
Yeah. So I did a little video and then sent Brian the result, and he had to live with that. He'll have to live with it for the rest of his life.
Robocop.
Yep, yell Robocop when it starts to get too uncomfortable. Anyway, thanks for being here, everybody. We got a big show for you. Before we get started, though, I got a cool thing. Oh, I meant to bring it up here. You know what? Instead, I'll show you the package.
I'll show you the plain package.
I have a carrying case I can show you.
Oh,
and you're like, what fits in this? Yeah, it's nice. It came with it. It's the Ayaneo.
Ayaneo. That sounds right.
It's the Pocket DMG, which is, I think, short for damage.
DMG. That's exactly what it stands for.
I don't actually know.
It doesn't actually stand for anything else.
No.
You nailed it.
Yeah, I don't know either or what that is for sure, but I will show you some imagery here. This is the item in question. There we go. I'm pulling it up now. This is the device. So it's a little bigger than the picture leads on. This is a portable handheld made by the
It almost looks like it's got some dot matrix gaming going on there.
I don't know what they're playing here. This looks like a fake game to get away with it, you know? They have to do that because they don't want to get in trouble for having real ROMs on there.
Yeah, I don't have this thing doesn't even play ROMs. What are you talking about?
Yeah, what do you even mean? It only comes in this Arctic Black. So there's a color choice, but that's all you're choosing.
Arctic Black?
Arctic Black, which is a weird thing to say.
That's a weird thing. You hear Arctic White all the time, but you never hear Arctic Black.
It's a little bit rare. But anyway, this device, very nice so far. I've only gotten started messing with it. I'm going to do a lot more so we can talk about it next time, and I'll probably do some video and stuff. But we're talking a 3.9-inch OLED screen.
Yeah, OLED, baby.
1240 by 1080, so a pretty nice screen. Snapdragon G3X Gen 2 chip, very fast chip, 8 gig of RAM. Let's see, storage, 128 gig of built-in storage is pretty damn good. It's expandable, of course. Yeah. Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5.3. So kind of a modern device in terms of features. It's expensive,
Yeah, these they're out of the range of what we usually play with, which is the Ambernicks and stuff. These are a little higher.
Yeah,
and
$505.95 is the current price on their website.
Yeah.
That is not what I paid because this was given to me by a friend.
that is freaking beautiful.
Yeah, I'm excited to mess with it because this seemed a little too. This was like too rich for my blood. I was like, I'm not getting one of these. I won't be able to talk about these. And then now I have one, I can totally talk about it. So
I'm so excited. How does it feel just in general? Like, is it got a nice weight to it? It's
very, very
metally?
No, it feels like solid statey, like what you
like
want.
A brick.
Yeah, heavy, not heavy, like annoyingly heavy, but
yeah.
Got a nice solid feel to it. There's not clicky clack. There's not a lot of, you don't shake it and hear the keys moving around.
Yeah.
It's a very nice screen too. That OLED really pops. Super pleased. So, are you there still? Did I lose you?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Are you still here?
Yeah, you're still here. You said and it sounded like maybe something went bad.
No, you said clicking and stuff. You said like shaking it and stuff.
No. I see what you're saying.
No.
I get where you're at.
Yeah,
now look, there's
bad.
a white one right there. Maybe they ran out of the white ones. I don't know.
Right. That's midnight white.
Midnight white makes perfect sense.
Right.
But do you see look how that fits in this person's hand? It's a large device. It's not small. It seems like it might be, but it is the vertical. It's the vertical style. And that thing, I didn't know this, but okay, it's hard to see it here. But you see this where the analog stick is?
Right.
It's on what looks like a removable section or something.
Right.
Here I can zoom in too. There it is. That is not.
Not a touchscreen?
I'll put my mouse around it. It's not a touchscreen. This thing right here is actually a clickable button.
Oh.
And I think some games do let you like touch it the way you would a PS4 or PS5 controller, like that thing up top.
Yeah.
I think that's right. I haven't had time, like I said, no time to test it. But I will, though. I'm going to get in there and go nuts.
But it's sweet.
It's pretty sweet. Mostly it was like, it runs on Android, so there was a bunch of updates I had to do. And Google saying, I'd sure like to take a bunch of your info. How you feel about that? Anyway.
I guess I'm just fine with it, sir.
Yeah, it's cool though. So huge thanks to my buddy DP. I don't want to out him. I don't know. I didn't ask permission to use his name, but Deep Paul for sending me this thing. He really liked it.
DMG, by the way, is what dot matrix game or something. I believe is what it.
Oh, is that what it means?
Did it say that on there? Did I read that?
Oh, I don't know. Let's go back and look.
Crazy.
Where did you see that? Here.
I also got the website pulled up. Maybe I read it somewhere.
Was it on this one?
Or maybe I just read it partially. I thought so. No, I'm looking on it on my computer as well.
I don't see it
on the site.
If that stands for that, then they're weird.
All right, hold on a second.
I'm gonna play this little video here of this lady.
Yeah, Game Boy used DMG dot matrix gaming dot matrix game.
Oh
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I believe you. I do.
Yeah.
Look at that thing. Look at that beefy mother.
Look at that beefy mother.
Yeah, look at that, and you can control the brightness of that screen with a dial.
Yeah.
Who's doing dial still? Jeez, that's great.
I wonder how many farmers are out there right now talking about that beefy mother out there in the pasture looking at the cows and
all the beefy mothers. Yeah. This is how I play. I have two of these, and then we look at each other's screens. That's how we play.
Yeah. We're rich.
Yeah, we got tons of money. Give him the white one. Give her the white one. Give him the black one. Neat so far though, and there are other models that seem pretty cool too. They've got let's see if I can find it. Is it this one? Yeah, this is the one I think is the most latest, the Pocket Ace.
Yeah, that's one I was looking at, the more wide form factor.
Yeah, this one seems pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a sexy look. This black is probably called Bright Sky Black.
Yeah.
The white one back there is called Midnight White.
It's called I love it.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing here.
It's called Sunshine White. Yeah.
But these are cool. They all seem neat, but these are like on the higher end, and even their micro little tiny device, $240. It's expensive.
Yeah. They're serving a particular market.
Yeah.
And in this case, you're that market.
This is the high end market, and today I get to be in that market by accident because it was a gift. So thank you for the gift.
No accident.
To my buddy DP. That is not my director of photography, but whatever.
Yeah.
Brian, what'd you get up to this week? You got anything cool going on?
So I got something. I'm in the same boat as you, man. This week flew by. It just came. It was like Robocop got in there and fed me full of nuke, and so I got really busy. But I did get this in, and I've been wanting to play with it. Let me back up a little bit. There it is.
What do we
this
got
is
there?
The PS1, PS2 memory card, and it's about the size of a regular PS2 memory card, but you'll notice got a little digital screen. What that does is it gives me Wi-Fi SD access as well, so I can load up ROMs on this, and I can load up my PlayStation 2. I know I can do. And then I can
hold on.
transfer.
PlayStation 2. Oh, so you're not saying that'll work on PS1 and PS2, or are you saying
It will.
that? Oh, it will.
It will, which is not confusing at all because I did the same thing. I'm like, wait, do you mean it'll work on the PlayStation? Because it's called Mem Card Pro 2, and I'm like, oh, so does that mean it'll just work on the PlayStation 1 or no? So it literally works on both.
Okay.
It works on
that
both.
looks awesome. I didn't realize the card intake on those two generations of console were the same, basically the same input. That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right.
Same. Samesies.
All right. Nice. What's it called again?
list.
Mem card. PS1 Mem card.
Mem Card Pro 2. Took forever for this thing to get here. It is, what is this? 8-bit something. Oh, 8-bit mods. Look at that.
8-bit mods.
Yeah.
And
DP
those are
did not-
little pixelated guys who keep your Reddit subreddit clean. That's what they do.
And I'll just let you know that DP did not send this to me.
No.
This is
This is from somebody else with no affiliation with DP.
I don't know who the guy's name is.
Derek Panderson. I don't know.
Derek Henderson.
Bean Popper. Wait a minute.
Oh no.
Well, that's great, dude. I want to hear more about that. So when you get that loaded up, tell us how it performs.
Yeah, it's supposed to allocate a little bit to memory, so you can use it for memory, but it's also supposed to load up ROMs if you've got your rips of your CDs. And I'm excited, and it does it through Wi-Fi too, so I'm very excited. I think you're supposed to be able to transfer your save files, which is the most important part to me, is because sometimes I'll play my PlayStation games on my Steam Deck, and then I have some saves, and I'm like, how am I going to get this to the other system if I want to play it on the regular system? Well, now I have a chance.
Yeah.
I can transfer the saves.
We're living in the future, dude.
We're living in the future.
While living in the past. We live in the past. We live in the future. We meet in the middle, and we make content. Love it.
Right. Yeah.
Quick note to everybody out there. This is a very side thing, and it's not even that big a deal. But I've been looking. I work in a Mac environment for production, video and audio.
Yeah.
And one of my biggest beefs with mice tend to be clicky, but I need them for a lot of like real-time interaction while I'm recording, while I'm doing stuff. I found a mouse from Mac Ally or Macally. I don't know how they say it. I've never known. They have other stuff. I've had their keyboards in the past, but basically it's this super thin little cute little mouse. That has speed variables. It has, of course, pretty good wheel. But the main point is you can't hear it clicking. It's very quiet. So I'm going to click it. I'm going to play it. You tell me if you hear this clicking. Okay.
All right.
Ready? Here we go.
All right.
Do you hear it?
I don't hear anything.
Yeah. That's because this thing is dead silent. My old one.
Now type on your keyboard.
Okay. Now listen to my old one.
Oh yeah, you can hear that like crazy.
You can hear that like crazy, right?
Yeah.
This one?
Now type on your type on your keyboard.
Oh no, the keyboard's not a good example because listen to that. But I got a nice convenient mute button over here so I can kill that when I'm typing if I need to type at all, which is rare. But anyway, I'm very, very pleased with it. It was super inexpensive. This is under $20, this thing. It may last 4 days and I'm going to be mad. I don't know.
Yeah.
But Macally or Mac Ally, however you say it, they've treated me really well in the past. I've never had anything really break from them, so I have high hopes. So, and it's a wired mouse. If you're like me, that's the way to live.
Yeah.
F this Bluetooth noise where something's going to freaking run out of battery. F it.
The thing I hate most is I think, you know what? I'd rather the batteries just die. I wish my mouse would be honest with me, is what I really wish.
Yeah.
Because my wireless mouse is like, hey, I went to sleep while you were gone. I'm going to go to sleep every 2 or 3 minutes if you don't use me. And when you wake me up, you're going to click on it, and then you got to move it around for a second until it wakes up.
Yep.
And I'm like, don't do that.
Don't.
Just stop trying to save me energy.
Quit that.
Just suck that battery till it's dead. And when it gets near being dead, just go, hey, I need new batteries.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is this so
I don't need
hard?
you to go to sleep.
Why is this so hard?
Why is it so hard?
Be honest with me.
Just be honest with me, you stupid mouse.
Piece of crap.
Jeez, come on.
Remember the balls? You had to take all the fuzz out of there and clean those balls?
That was a different kind of honesty.
I had to clean my ball all the time.
Oh, there was so much. What was that exactly anyway?
Well,
what was getting on there.
I worked in an office where we had a fair amount of dust. There was a adjoining warehouse, and the doors are always open, so you get a lot of dust in there from that.
But what was that rubber goo that was on there that was collecting the hairs?
Well, that's the stuff that makes it grippy, so that you get a good traction. I think.
I don't think so. No, the balls were smooth. So you're telling me that was coming from the balls?
I think that was coming from the balls.
All right.
And I just noticed where I spilled food today. Fantastic.
Right into the mouse.
Yeah, that's what you
right.
like.
And you're sure? You're wearing Scott's wearing white today.
Yeah, I wore white today. And every time I wear white, I'm very, very careful, but I'm not careful enough. Look at that. I don't even know what that is. See that?
That's shame is what that is.
That looks like jelly or peanut butter.
That is no honor is exactly what that is.
Oh, you know what it's probably? I know what it is.
What?
The Littles were over and they were eating suckers. I think. That's their fault.
The Littles?
It's not even my fault. It's their fault.
Okay.
It's the generation. Well, they're not even alpha. They're some other new thing. What are the new ones called? They're called Generation Bloodstain.
Next.
Generation sticky hands.
Sticky stuff.
Well, all right then. Guys, guess what? Time for our main topic.
Shall we play a game?
How about them Robocop games, starting with the arcade, moving at home, and everything in between? Robocop, baby. One of the most important movies of my my young life, because it was the first time I had really seen anything quite that violent before.
Yeah.
Whew, shocking. But eventually they made like kids cereal and cartoons around it. So
yeah,
full circle, baby.
Full circle. Look at that. We did the Robocop same way. Did you watch it at the theater or did you watch it at the
I saw it in theaters with friends because it was forbidden fruit at my house, and I'm pretty sure I defied my mom's wishes and went and saw it with a friend.
Take that, Mom.
Yeah, and I think that when I watched it at home, I talked my dad into getting it on VHS.
Right.
And he said, yeah, that's no problem. You're old enough. Let's do this.
Yeah, it's got cop in it. How could it be bad?
Yeah, cops are, they're keeping the street safe in his mind.
Yeah.
Realize he didn't know this is what it was.
Yeah.
But
I've never been to Detroit. It sounds great. Let's do it.
Went and got it, brought it home, put it in the old, VCR there on the 19-inch TV, and me and my dad sat and watched it. My mom walked in the room right as Officer Murphy was having his hand blown off by a shotgun from the guy from that 70s show. And Red, and she just went, okay.
She turned around. She did pulled a Grandpa Simpson, didn't even
big
turned
time.
around and walked right back out the room.
Didn't even get the hat. Didn't even go around again. Just went right out. But I have a lot of fond memories for it. The guy getting hit by the car at the end, he's all gooed up because he got hit with waste, nuke waste, and then just became like a booger on the car. There's just so many. I have so many memories that are tied to Robocop for whatever reason. So big fondness there, but also big fondness of the video games. And we're going to start in 1988 in the arcade with the Data East. Ocean did the thing, right? Didn't they do the dev on this?
So what happened was the Data East got a script, Robocop, right?
Yeah.
And they liked it. They'd already been working on other video games that were like Rambo and other intellectual properties that were working. So they got a hold of the script early. They said, hey, this looks like it's going to be an okay movie. We'll give you, I think they said $20,000 for the rights to create games and stuff.
Yeah.
So, and Robocop they didn't think it was going to be anything. It was going to be nothing, right?
No, they didn't know.
And so they said, sure, sucker. And so they took that money and they probably threw it in the movie making pit and decided, we'll throw that $20,000 at the film. We'll get some sweat fans for Weller.
Yeah.
And so, so what they did was Ocean got the rights. And then Data East came along and said, yeah, we want to make it. And it's like, yeah, we'll let you do that. And they did.
Yeah.
So they had the Data East had all the rights holding, and they subleased it out to, Ocean had the rights and Data East subleased it and made a game. And then Ocean made their game based in the arcade.
Yeah,
Ocean's was working it, baby.
Yeah,
Working it.
Ocean was working it. Ocean Entertainment or Ocean Entertainment, right?
Ocean's 11.
Ocean's 11.
Ocean Software.
Ocean Software, known for lots of titles, but in this particular case, I think they were kind of savvy with the IP. I think they were like,
Yeah.
well, we're gonna pay for this. Let's see if we can get a little extra action out of Data East. Let's see if we can make a little money at home. That was the way of things. Here's a little audio from the game. I'll play for you. My favorite thing is the death sounds. Listen to that. Listen. Yeah. I love it. Anyway,
Love it. So good.
Side scroller. You have your basic weapon, your leg gun, that can then be upgraded to do all kinds of shit. And man, they really have you fight Ed 209 like immediately. Like they're not even afraid to say, "Hey, you know how he was sort of a boss, almost the final boss in that first movie? Guess what? He's your first boss in this thing."
Yeah, I was kind of curious about that. So we had bosses at the arcade, sure, but we did more of that at home, right? We were still in an era where it was kind of like going, here's my money, how far can I make it? Mm-hmm. And hopefully you'd make it to that first boss. And at the arcade, that was typically as far as I made it in most of these games. First boss, and then you're dead, and you go, I'm not pumping a bunch of more quarters in this thing.
It's true, right? You don't want to keep spending. Like, so if you suck, you're getting out.
Yeah. You're going to be disappointed if the first boss is like, red from that 70s show, right? That's going to be disappointing.
Sure.
So you do get an Ed 209, and then like all the bosses in between that and the final real boss, which is also Ed 209.
I wish it was. I wish you were fighting like Ronnie Cox at the end.
Yes.
Popping him out a window.
Yes.
Yeah.
You get just a little taste of Ed 209 in that first level, and he kind of runs away, and then you fight variations of him throughout. Otherwise, you're fighting guys in construction equipment.
Yep.
I don't know why that was the thing in all the other levels, but you were like fighting guys in like forklifts.
Yeah, they remind me a little bit of like the thing that Ripley rides in Aliens.
Yes.
Whatever. I think there's a lot of inspiration going on there. Here's a van, a very slow moving.
Oh, that's the food truck. So yeah, you're at a construction site for some reason. It's Detroit, I suppose. I don't remember the construction site being. I remember the warehouse, but I don't remember the construction site being such a big deal in the Robocop movie. But then again, they only got a partial script. Got some Data East did. They got to visit the scene, the soundstage or where they was filming.
Yeah, where they had no chainsaw men, but this game decided to go ahead and have some chainsaw men in it.
Yeah, I was trying to remember. I was like, I wanted to go back and watch Robocop this past week to see if what I could spot, because I was like, was there a chainsaw guy? I definitely don't remember a motorcyclist jumping over my head on his motorcycle.
Do you like this little first person thing? They got a little interlude mode where you have to target shoot essentially.
Very, very of his time. You would do some side scrolling beat 'em up and a little bit of some shoot 'em up, beat 'em ups kind of combined here. And then in between you have like little mini games, and this one is like a shooting gallery kind of thing.
Yeah.
Firing range or something kind of thing.
You're trying to hit all the targets. Some of them come up fast, some go slow, some move, some don't. Some are decoys. It's like any of those you can think of where it's like, oh, I can't shoot the one, but I can shoot these. And
yeah. It was very disappointing because I felt like they kind of missed out on something here. This game was well received. Robocop at the arcade made plenty of money. But I was hoping when I went and looked at the cabinet, I was like, oh, man, they've got some, run and gun beat 'em ups, but they're also got some of these shooting gallery things. And I'm like, oh, did they have a gun? Oh, how badass is it to have, Robocop's gun, switching between the two? No, you don't. Mm-hmm. You just got a 8-way joystick, some couple of buttons for jumping and shooting.
Mm-hmm. That was it.
You had to do the shooting gallery with the joystick.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's crap.
Yeah, it wasn't great. The joystick was not fast or responsive, but it also had a way. The entire game actually really impresses me as a game that's still in the 80s. 88 is not a time known for the kind of graphics and the kind of sound that were coming out of this. It's really impressive. Still to this day, it feels like if you came to me with this game, say, Scott, guess when this was made, I would have and I knew nothing else, right? And I just look at screenplay and look at some gameplay, I'd say 94, 93 maybe.
Yeah.
Like, I think they were ahead of themselves. It's pretty amazing.
Absolutely. Do you remember Bad Dudes?
Oh, yeah.
Full name Bad Dudes versus Dragon Ninja?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Love those guys.
I believe if I read it correctly, that's the board.
It is, and they also had a couple of versions of this. We had one at our bowling alley near us that had those two games in the same cabinet, so you could switch between them. Yeah. Which was pretty cool, I thought. The game features instead of a life bar, you have a power bar. Oh, here we go. Here's one of these boss fights with this stupid construction equipment. It's so dumb.
I feel like I'm fighting some Destructicons.
It really is. Yeah.
Transform any minute now.
That never quite realize their full potential. They're just kind of lame. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, the power bar is fine. It just works like hit points. It's nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
However, the second game, which we'll talk about in a minute, and I don't want to jump too far ahead, but the second game featured a battery, basically, that sucks ass. Yeah. Like battery power that you had to keep finding recharges for. It's like one of the most egregious arcade moves, giving you a thing that runs out, so you have to put more quarters in it. I hate that shit.
Yeah.
Like your skill matters less, and you're stupid. It's like mobile games that have the energy. Whatever they want to call it, currency or whatever. Hate that stuff. So RoboCop 2, you're already a poo-poo in my pants for that.
Yeah.
But we'll talk more about you in a minute when we get to the actual game itself. So anyway.
There's pickups for your weapon, right? You got bullets. The primary gun's unlimited. You got unlimited ammo in your robo butt, I suppose. But you can pick up other weapons as well, like little power ups where you can shoot 3 at once. It's very competent. I had a lot of fun playing this. I was able to complete it. I did just keep throwing tokens in it, or quarters virtually. Did not have a arcade that I could go visit that had this close by. So it was all emulated. But it was definitely one of the best experiences. Like you said, the audio was fantastic. I love hearing. That's really what gets you with these games. If you can bring that, if that audio wasn't there, I would not be happy. I love hearing RoboCop say stupid crap.
Oh,
you
it's
can't
the
have a
best.
robot and not have him say stuff.
No, it's the best. Like, you could have had him be a silent protagonist. Again, 88 with the voice modulation. Pretty solid.
Not bad.
Like, here it is right here again. I'll play there are the 3 objectives, and this is in a game in 1988. Most games in 88, voice stuff sucked. Yeah. So this is what that sounded like.
Serve the public trust, protect the innocent, uphold the law.
That's not bad.
Not bad.
That's actual.
And he gave me all the directives, but he forgot the fourth one.
Is there a fourth one? I forgot.
Yeah, there's a fourth one. It's the most important one. It's the hidden one. It's the one that gets him in trouble at the end of the first one.
Oh, I thought maybe it was. Oh, yeah, but they're never going to tell you that one because that's a. Isn't that a don't? What's that one?
Don't. That's a spoiler. Yeah, don't.
Yeah, I don't want to tell you. You guys go watch RoboCop if you haven't seen it before because it's awesome. I really want him to make. There was a series in the works, got canceled. The movie in 2014, I think, was better than people gave it credit for. I enjoyed it.
It was a fun ride.
Yeah, it was a good time. I mean,
it's as fun as RoboCop can be.
You're gonna have a hard time remaking that stuff. I think in the right hands, though, you could probably do something cool. I
think it was such a. So what happened with RoboCop? It was such a perfect moment in time for it to come along.
Yeah.
Because we were headed towards more of how I want to say this. It was definitely obvious in America that we were being more conservative and we were really cracking down on, crime, right? Mm-hmm. And so but we're also seeing a huge rise in corporations, especially getting involved in politics. And so you put all those ideas together, and it's kind of new at the time for a lot of us. And then you also marry that with hyper violence, because we were able to watch violence at home. So if it was different for people if you had to go to the theater to see violence, right? During the early 80s, we were still a little bit, it's like that's a little bit much. But on videotape, this is where RoboCop really shined. RoboCop did okay at the theater. Yeah, it did all right. It did pretty good compared to...
It was a cult classic after that and did real well at home, but theaters it was kind of average in theaters.
It did all right for the budget. For the budget, it did fantastic, but just overall it did okay. But then when it hit the home market where people could watch uber violent stuff at home, kind of feel safe about it, it really changed things. So I don't know if you could make another RoboCop movie. We don't have that same sensibility, or what's the word I'm looking for? We're not as conservative in America when it comes to seeing violence in public like we were at that point.
I would argue that this might be the perfect time for them to bring a little bit of a comeback, because there are social issues happening right now that I think they could at least, because what are movies if they're not commentary on life, right?
Yes.
I think that corporate greed and takeover and corpo culture, all that stuff, and RoboCop, who has to decide, well, shit, I can't support this. I'm going to have to go rogue.
He had to find his humanity, right? He was bought and purchased. He had to find his humanity. And it's one of the things that's really great because he is kind of a monster. He's kind of like what we've seen the Universal monster, Frankenstein's monster, lumbering, inevitable. That's kind of what he does here. And it kind of worked out because the costume that he was wearing in the movie was so heavy that he just lumbered along, and that's not what they wanted. They didn't want him to lumber along. They want to be kind of fast and action packed. But it actually played really well to that, to our sensibilities.
No, the lumbering needed to happen. If they'd have made him all speedy back then, we didn't really have a way to make it look good.
Wait till you get to 3 when he's got a jetpack.
Oh, shit.
You don't like it. So that brings up the point in the game that I find interesting. They decided to, and this seemed to be going back and forth in all the versions of RoboCop, which there are tons of ports. Does RoboCop jump or not? In RoboCop 1, does he jump or not?
In the movie,
arcade said
no.
Yeah, in the movie, no.
The arcade says yes, but the movie said no.
Yeah, the arcade said yes, but then other versions of the port said no. It doesn't make any sense. For RoboCop.
It is a little. It's a little. I didn't think about that. So even in the one where he's fighting Terminators. Well, I will get to that. We'll talk about that one because that one's so different, kind of at its core. But yeah, I think the first game holds a special place for me. I like it a lot. Put a lot of quarters in that thing, and it holds up now. I think it's worth playing now. Yeah, maybe even more now because you can quick save and not have the thing be so hard. Because it is a hard game, like these were meant to be. You're trying to eat your quarters. That's what they did.
Your quarter munchers. And I only played before this week. I had only played the arcade version, which I really liked and kind of forgotten. I kept thinking there was a gun involved, but obviously just mixing that in my head. And then I own the NES version, and I remember not liking it. I played it again this week.
Yeah, what'd you think?
And I remember I still don't like it.
Yeah, it's not good, dude. It's not good.
Other people love it. If it's your favorite, that's fine. Absolutely fine. I don't care for it. First of all, it's a weird interpretation. The Japanese people, I guess, the developers who did it, and I didn't dig deep into the developers, so much to eat this week on RoboCop. It's almost like they were saying, oh yeah, RoboCop's a big, tall American, and so we're going to have RoboCop be almost twice as big as all the other characters that you're fighting against. So when you got these street criminals running up on RoboCop in the NES version, they all like kids. They're like children. And then they make it even worse. You got to shoot dogs.
Yeah, you got to shoot dogs.
You gotta shoot.
I just think my biggest problem with the NES one is I felt like it was controlled really choppy and it looks bad. Just looks bad.
It's not. Yeah, it looks like an NES game. Sounds like an NES game. It's kind of unique in how it sounds. And I'm with you though that it's a little more cartoony. And I always felt more like I didn't like the cartoony versions of RoboCop as much in any of the ports. If it was a little too cartoony, I was kind of like, nah.
To me, it felt like the way Atari game conversions from arcades would feel.
Right.
So when you played Pac-Man on the Atari 2600, it was a feeling of just disappointment and sadness, right? Because it just wasn't even close. And this is a bit like that for me. It's just not the same game. It's a valid attempt, and it's fine to have it. And if people are fond of it, great. This is not my version. I didn't love it.
I looked a little bit for the backstory on the NES version because I was interested after I played a prototype of the NES version. There is a prototype out there. Look for it, and it made me laugh because I thought there's no way Nintendo would have accepted this. But I totally understand where the developers with Ocean might have said, "Yeah, we can do this." The dogs in the prototype are all colored like the dog from Duck Hunt.
Oh, good.
They've got the exact same colors, which makes sense. If you're developing something and you got a palette and you're like, oh, we got to make some dogs here. So they made the dog sprite. They said, oh, we need to color these things too. What colors are a dog? And it's like, well, we got Duck Hunt.
Yeah.
Right. And so they modeled it. I can just see Nintendo losing their shit. Oh, no.
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 Don't do it. Don't besmirch the dog.
No. Make that brown or something. Not that.
Should make it
Not
brown.
that.
Make it brown anyway. This dog's stupid looking in that game.
Yeah, they're interesting, but they're hilarious to watch when you shoot because they crumple up into some kind of dead dog pose, and it's absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, it's awful. It's awful, and also if you love dogs, don't worry, it's not that bad, but it's enough to kind of make you go, ugh. What are you doing?
I hate to crap on the NES version too much because I know it's somebody's favorite.
I don't hate to crap on it at all. It's bad. It's a bad version of the game. It's fine. I think it's okay for us to call out bad ports here.
Yeah. Now, I'll tell you what I learned this week as well is I got the Spectrum out. I've showed you guys before, I believe. This is the Spectrum I bought last year. I fooled Amazon UK into sending me one, even though I didn't qualify for it.
Yeah, well done, by the way. I'm still impressed by what you pulled off there.
Suck it.
Yep.
They sent it though. They honored what they pre-sold. They didn't like it. They even sent me an email, and I was like,
They were like, no, sir, we don't like sending this, but we'll do it. Yeah.
Right. So full-size modern version of the ZX Spectrum, and it's got games built in, and you can plug in your USB. So I grabbed some tape files like you would have on the ZX, and I fired up Robocop. And after a good bit of help from the chat while I was streaming, we figured out how to make it run. And I found out that people absolutely love this version. It did really well. It sold really well. Top of the charts for years for the ZX Spectrum was the Robocop. And it is a lot of fun. It's well balanced. The game is a lot of fun. It's not as appealing graphically as some of the other versions, but it does a fine job. And you see these three colors right here? These are the three colors that you would have in the game. That little rainbow right there, that is the three colors. So Robocop's face, I think, is this red. So he looks like he's got a bad sunburn. I think. There's some shiny blue stuff. Oh, by the way, man, I'm getting so sidetracked. There's a Korean commercial with a Robocop we got to talk about.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, and anyway, I really enjoyed my time with this. People really loved Robocop on the ZX Spectrum.
Here's some video that
models too,
it's it's what you expect visually from it, but it sounds like they did some stuff that people liked. So
yeah, it looks the same characters. Yeah. It's the same idea as the arcade. Like I said, Ocean made this one, modeled it after the arcade version. Had some they made some changes. The one thing I didn't care for, this is the only version I think that does it, is when you get shot, you're stun locked for a minute, and you can get stunned a lot.
I hate stun locks.
So, yeah, once you figure out the pattern, though, it's pretty good. The characters always come out at the same time. They walk.
I can't tell in this video. Can you not shoot up in the set?
Yes, you can. He's about to shoot up now.
Oh, there we go. All right.
And it's actually hilarious because I think to save some space, because you don't have a lot of space on these things, 48K, I think. So they're really pushing the limits of this game.
Yeah.
They had a 128 later, but this version was not. It looks like they have the ammo that's shooting out of Robocop's gun.
Yeah.
Looks like it's using the ASCII character mapping. So there's an A. I think they used A. It's like, we're out of room.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to shoot across the screen. How about some A's?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. I think you're right. That's pretty funny. Let me see if I can get in there closer.
And it sounds incredible too. I don't know if you have any sound for that one.
Yeah, let's play a little of this.
I love how it sounds.
Let's see.
It's so 8-bit of that time. Oh, yeah. I love it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. That's a banger.
So and you played this on your thing, like you were saying.
Yeah, on the Spectrum, which is by Retro Games Limited. You can buy these things. They're just kind of harder if you're not in a European market.
Do you give any look to? Oh my gosh, look at the reporter. Do you get a look at the Amiga version? That's what we're looking at here. It's
yes.
Yeah.
I like the Amiga version. It looks kind of cartoony, but it is a more so. the first ones we looked at just now looked at the ZX or the 8-bit versions. And then you get to the 16-bit versions, and they model more after the arcade than the 8-bits do. The 8-bits had to take a lot of stuff away, but this one has that great opening cityscape that you kind of cross before you get your gun active in the very first in the opening. So it's got all your stuff. It's got the chicken nuggets with the legs. That building with the chicken nuggets.
It had not a restaurant, but a sexy store called The Sexy Lady. Was that it?
Sexy Lady? Yeah, they got great stores. Like the other ones, the 8-bit ones have like stuff like sale. Yeah. That kind of stuff. This one's got, street signs and stuff. So yeah, this was pretty close to it wasn't as good as the arcade version, but it wasn't bad.
It's all right.
It was,
let's hear it.
A little cartoon.
It's got that sound chip we love.
Do 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 do. There's Ed 209.
Ed 209. It's weird how they turn opaque green silhouette when you shoot them.
Yeah,
it's very weird.
Yeah, yep. I like the smoke and stuff. It's not bad.
It's all right. It looked like he was, doing his cool spinny gun thing at the end. It's all right. It's fine. It's okay. The Atari ST, the DOS, the Amstrad, all these other versions, they all had their own little quirks, their own little additions or minuses or whatever.
Yeah, it's still RoboCop. Any way you played this was going to be a running gun / shoot 'em up with mini games in between. Ocean was just loved doing this kind of thing during this time period. I actually liked the mini games on the Specky. There was you have to save a lady, like in the first mini game.
Yep.
And there's a guy and he's holding her hostage in front of her. So the scene where you shoot through the dress.
Yep, that's in there.
You can shoot through the dress
right to his crotch.
I did not save her.
Oh, goodness.
I'm sad to say, because you have to control it. It's not a light gun. It's set up like a light gun.
Right. It's not the same.
But you have to. No, you got to use a controller, and it just.
Yep.
I'm no good at that. If
Peter Weller had to do that in the movie, we'd all be dead. She'd be dead there too. So.
Yeah, she'd be dead too. Yeah.
Don't feel bad.
She would have no hole in the dress. She'd have a hole in her head.
Yeah, and we'd all be just laying in our own filth.
Yeah.
Going, I'd buy that for $1. Yeah.
I would shoot her in the head, and then she would slump over, and I'd say, "Your move, creep."
Yeah, your move, creep.
What you gonna do now? I killed your human shield. Now what, creep?
Drop your weapon, creep. All right, let's talk about RoboCop 2. I'm gonna start this thing off by playing a little sound. What an audio glow up we got going here.
Yeah,
baby. This is all based on the second movie, which is absolute garbage shit. But whatever. Some people like 2. I don't like 2 at all. But 2's campy and dumb and fine, I guess. I don't know. 2. They just got the problem with 1. Okay, so 1 is a classic for a billion reasons. 2 is not quite sure what it wants to be. And makes some central choices on the story, like the nuke storyline is really dumb. Yeah. The way their theme gangs work, it's all just bad. And it also just loses some of its edge. And then 3 comes along and they just take the edge out completely. It's just not even edgy.
They tried to make we talked about this on Film Sack. They made a PG-13, so they tried to take RoboCop, because by the time 3rd was out, we already had a RoboCop cartoon. Mm-hmm. So we already kind of had we've built our base a little bit.
Yeah. And the effort to homogenize RoboCop had begun. That had already started.
Yeah.
So the movie had no choice. The movie was like, okay, I guess we're done.
But that's not where Opera Murphy lives. No. Opera Murphy lives in a very violent, terrible, dystopian world.
Drop your PG-13 rating, punk.
A punk.
Here's another. They did an interesting thing here with the interstitial shooting. They make it in alleyways. So you're running up an alleyway. For those listening only and not watching, the side-scrolling is interrupted occasionally with you looking down a break in the alley and down that alleyway.
Kind of Contra thing.
Yeah, kind of Contra-like. Yeah, that's exactly. I could not think what this reminded me of. It's basically that Contra interstitial thing.
Yeah.
And then you go back to normal side-scrolling. And this camera zoomed way in. You are way closer to the action. RoboCop has eaten a few pizzas. He's a little thicker, a little wider. You know,
that's actually a perfect description because the first one was like Bad Dudes. This one is after Data East is already doing Turtles and The Simpsons and that kind of stuff, and so you got that. You're still side scrolling, but you kind of got that up and down movement as well. Mm-hmm. And he is picking up pizzas, basically.
Yeah. He's a big boy. He needs his calories, and he stops trucks. Look at this. Look at him stopping a truck over at Nick's Guns.
That is the coolest part. So it's not really a boss, but it kind of is like a sub boss at the end of the first stage.
Quick time event.
Yeah, and so you get this really cool scene where you just gotta beat the crap out of the joystick and a button to push back against somebody in a pickup truck that's trying to run over Robocop, and you're just badassing it, just squishing the truck like a freaking junkyard. What do they call those junkyard squishy things? What do they call them? The impound, the compound.
The compactor.
The compactor. Jesus.
Yeah.
I got so excited, I lost a few brain cells.
That's right.
Yeah, compactor. You just compact that truck, and you feel like a badass.
Yep.
I love it.
Yeah, it's all right. I mean, definitely this thing is a graphical improvement in lots of ways, and we're still talking about Ocean here. And Data East, Data East Arcade, Ocean for home, right?
Right.
Very loosely based on the second movie, and by that I mean barely. It's barely recognizable as part of the movie.
Yeah.
But I think it's okay. It holds up all right.
Orion's not doing great, I think, at this time. By the time we got to RoboCop 3, Orion was pretty much done. They were trying to push that as a company. They were just out, and they were the one making the deals, right? So they're probably just carrying over deals with Ocean and saying, we need some more money, Ocean. Help us out.
I feel like these guys he's fighting right here, these Mohawk punk guys.
Punks.
I feel like they're in every side-scrolling beat 'em up.
Every one of the Turtles, all those games.
Yep.
They're just all of those games just like that. Just a bunch of street punks that you got to kill. I do like this. I do like the weapon pickups in this one, though. You get a couple of really badass
they're not just upgrades. They're not just upgrades to your existing gun, which is nice, right?
Right.
Yeah.
They're limited gun use. So you pick one up off the ground, and you can just blast stuff until you run out of ammo, and then it's time to go again.
The art and perspective in this arcade, though, it's a little whack. Look at those.
It is a little
there. That's weird.
It's a little whack. I gotta agree with you, but that's some Data East classics back there. I bet.
Yeah, it looks like something like your friend in detention scratched on his desk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess there's some value in that, but it's not really.
There's value in it.
Not my favorite. Not my favorite look. I hate how that all the shadows in the game just blinking like they're on fire. It drives me nuts.
Yeah.
I know this is the time we were in, and that kind of shit was hard.
Yeah.
But come on now. Let's get better at that.
I mean, it's like, how do we show what part of the screen the character is on? Well, we do some shadows, but that's expensive. We got you.
Yeah.
Flash.
We'll just give you some flash. We got a whole guy who's in charge of flash shadows. Yeah, he's going to hook us up.
Oh, you do get to drive the motorcycle in here. You haven't got that scene yet. Oh, by the way, also your melees are much better now.
Oh, way better melees. And they also seem to be gun dependent. Sometimes you can, maybe not. It always seemed like that gun helped you pick a dude up. Like grab
I think it did because maybe it didn't fire as often as the other gun or something.
Yeah.
But this boss. This guy's hilarious. This is your second boss. I kind of like him. I don't know what his deal is. And I didn't go back to watch RoboCop 2, but basically he's
not in this though. He's not in the RoboCop movie. He's not in there.
He's like a RoboCop foil. He's kind of like a spaceman, but with like a poor man's Iron Man. I'm not sure exactly, but he runs off at the end if you destroy the suit that he's in. And I actually like fighting him because he's got little rockets that he shoots out and stuff.
Yeah, it's just super dumb.
Yeah.
In a good way. It's dumb in a good way.
There's time mechanic in this one as well, but it's not worth mentioning because it's not really a factor. But I do love the little in-between shots where you got movie stills and things. Mm-hmm. That's pretty badass.
Yeah. Oh, and they did mention just now Kane. Oh, look, here's a motorcycle bit. This is the one you're talking about.
Yeah, the motorcycle bit is great, especially if you play... Yeah, let's get a little juice in there. Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. Pew, 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 helicopters. And
I don't know if you're supposed to shoot the trucks. I never got a clear sense of what I was supposed to be doing here. You're on your motorcycle, and there's a bunch of
Wow, you're really disrupting interstate trade here by killing these trucks.
I mean, I really felt like I needed to destroy the helicopter, but I felt like those trucks were just, just long haulers, just doing their job, trying to get to Detroit. I'm over here.
Did he have a motorcycle?
Right, though.
Did he have a motorcycle in the second?
Yes, there is a motorcycle scene in RoboCop 2.
I don't remember that.
Is fantastic.
I don't remember that at all.
Trash.
No memory. No memory of that.
No memories. But yeah. Go back.
Did he look at? Oh, look at this silliness.
Isn't that great?
Sort of.
I think that's actually happens. Oh yeah, I forgot. That's your remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. The eyeballs.
Oh, you guys, these games.
Source material. Source material. You got
cheesy shit for sure.
You got to take what you got.
Now, if you were going to get the versions of this, the arcade, pretty fun, pretty action-packed, pretty cool.
And the last RoboCop arcade game we'd get, other than the pinball machine we didn't talk about, which we'll definitely want to talk about sometime, but not today.
Yeah, I don't know if we're ever going to get another one in the arcade. We never get anything arcades anymore. It's all ticket machines. They're going to give me a ticket machine with RoboCop's hand going, watch it, bud, I'm grabbing a thing.
Yeah, it comes out and then it says, your move, creep, and you got to should I pull this out? I don't know.
You got 34 tickets, punk. That doesn't buy you shit. Maybe plastic lips or something.
Plastic lips.
I don't remember what they give you there. Plastic lips, spider, ring.
Always spider rings. I remember those for sure.
Yeah. The spider rings they're just
always
the
some
dumbest.
prize that was impossible to collect enough tickets for.
Well, in the case of the rings are... That is just an insult that they gave you a ring. How much is this ring? Oh, that'll be 700,000 tickets, please.
Yeah.
What do I get? Oh, you get this spider ring that was it's probably got plastics that are giving you 4 cancers as you wear it on your pinky.
You're definitely walking away with a couple of spider rings, maybe a Rubik's Cube that doesn't work, and a couple of Laffy Taffies.
Yeah, there you go.
Nicer.
That's a real haul on that Saturday. Yeah. I can tell you that. But then they made an NES game. It is very platformy.
Yeah, it's okay. I thought this was actually a little bit better. Actually,
you liked it more.
I don't think universally agreed upon, but personally myself, maybe because I had the first NES version, I thought it was okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was okay.
I thought I didn't play it. I saw some video, so I can't really speak to its playability. But the video seemed really janky to me. So
one thing that I learned this week about. So RoboCop just made it to everywhere. It was a almost guaranteed seller for all these platforms, and everybody put their best effort forward. Everything that seemed to not shine about these games were because of limitations of the systems they were on. So if it was laggy on a machine, it's just because they couldn't squeeze any more out of it. It wasn't like anybody was it didn't feel like anybody was sitting on their butts with this. And Nintendo does exactly what Nintendo always does. They'll acquire a game that they want to put on this system. They may or may not change it. They usually don't do arcade perfect on the NES level. So they say, we're not even going to try. And they'll just do their own thing.
Which they definitely did here, dude. Look at this thing. It may as well be playing Mario or some shit.
Yeah. And so what they do is after they make that initial deal, I don't know if at that time they made an additional deal that says, we're going to make a sequel whether or not you make a sequel or not.
Yeah.
And our sequel is going to do this. And it's not going to look like anybody else's sequel. Happens all the time on Nintendo games. When you look at sequels, you'll see something that's, named to, because they always go with the simple names on the sequel stuff. And yeah, and this is totally different than anything else.
I want to see this. I want to see this movie. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I want this jumping around in a metal arcade place, whatever's going on here. Where's this RoboCop movie?
I don't know, but I'll tell you, RoboCop, I never hit it for me on the NES color palette. It just couldn't.
It doesn't fit. It's too bright and cartoony. Like the limited colors are also just very bright colors.
Every time you mention that, I keep wanting to go to YouTube and send you the video for the Korean RoboCop.
Oh, let's play that. I want to play that.
Korean RoboCop commercial. It is fan-freaking-tastic. Yeah, hold on a second. RoboCop fried chicken, 1990s. I'm about to send it to you, and you will be offended by just how shiny RoboCop is. There it is on the Discord server.
Okay, I'm opening it. Here goes. Yep. I'm pulling it up. I'm pulling it over. I'm going to start it with audio and everything. You guys are
That's right,
you guys are
listeners.
in for it here. You ready for this? It's going to be fantastic stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Screen up.
Make sure you watch all the way to the
롯데햄 프라이드 치킨
Oh my gosh.
롯데햄 프라이드 치킨.
발라 먹으니까 실감나게 맛있습니다.
통날개 더 주세요.
책. 와, 뼈 없는 닭. 이건 뭐를 거야?
뼈 없는 닭튀김.
롯데햄 프라이드 치킨.
롯데햄 냉동식품.
If you didn't know, RoboCop just stole this poor single mom's refrigerator with all it. She could have just took a pack of chicken, fried chicken, obviously, fried chicken, and but he didn't. He took
put the
fridge.
whole fridge on his back and walked out of there.
Yeah, but do you see how shiny he was? I feel like
man.
I feel like they just went down to the local store and picked up a RoboCop costume and just said, "Good enough. Let's roll it."
It's wonderful. I'm going to put this in the chat so that they can spread this around and give it to their friends because that's amazing. What a find, Brian. Good one.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about. Oh, the Game Boy also had a version. It's very simplified, but it's playable. It's okay. And Amiga and C64 once again got the Oceans treatment. It's their signature style. Looks good.
Yeah.
I would argue once again, C64 is just the funnest one to hear. I just love the sound out of that thing.
The SID chip just sounds so good. You have some audio of that?
I think
Because
so.
I'll tell you, I'm a big fanboy though. It's hard for me to not love the Commodore 64 versions.
64. Let's see if we can get a little audio out of that because it's just I don't know, something about these.
It's so deep and rich.
Let me get in here a little bit. That's pretty basic. Hold on. Oh, there's no music toward the later part?
Oh yeah, not towards the middle. You get all your music up front.
No, I didn't realize that. Okay. Look at him. What is he?
Yeah, he's purple, and I think. Oh, we didn't talk about that in
What?
the arcade version. You can play 2-player, and you can have 2 RoboCops on screen.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Co-op.
Yeah, including riding the motorcycles. It's
Yeah,
terrible.
yeah.
Also, the control scheme was weird too. Once again, I thought, well, maybe they'll add a gun this time. Nope. And I'm like, all right, what we got here? We got an 8-way joystick, cool, and 3 buttons. What do the 3 buttons do? One fires to the right, and one fires to the left. So
Yeah.
you don't like turn RoboCop one direction and fire that way. No, you hit the fire buttons in the direction you want to fire, regardless of which way he's facing.
Yeah,
Which can cause trouble if you got certain weapons; they won't fire if you're not facing the same way. So it gets confusing.
I don't
Can
like
jump?
I don't like that. That bothers me. But then time passes, the world gets worse,
It's, you know,
and we get this. Oh yeah.
it's kind of sexy. I kind of like it.
If that sounds like a SNES, you'd be correct. And that's a little bit of the old RoboCop 3, which is barely a movie, if I'm honest. I actually think, though, look-wise, weirdly, this one captures a lot of what I like about RoboCop. And I misspoke earlier. I said that 2 used the battery. It's not. It's
that's
this
right.
one. And it ticks down always. Whether you're getting shot or not, it ticks down. And I hate the freaking battery. It ruins the experience for me. I attribute it to the arcade, which is kind of what I think that's why I did it, because I'm thinking that's an arcade trick. Don't do this at home. I'm at home, man.
And-
Let me be RoboCop. You don't ever hear in the show, oh, we better hurry up. RoboCop's, hey, Officer Murphy, check your freaking battery level.
You know what's weird?
Yeah.
Is that this feels like RoboCop 1 at the arcade, but it's part 3. Once again, Nintendo goes, yeah, we're going to do our own thing.
Yeah.
We're going to make an incredibly difficult arcade RoboCop 1, but we're going to call it RoboCop 3 because it's the third one in our release schedule.
And I'm
Good
gonna
luck.
agree with Tondagosa in the chat, who's always here, always great. He says game better than movie. Yeah, it is. Three is so bad, you guys. 3 is a piece of shit.
3 is
I had some fun with it.
weird. It's really weird. Yeah, we had fun with it on Film Sack, but yeah, the game is actually pretty solid, especially the SNES version, but it's very difficult. It's not easy.
No, and it's just a problematic mess. But this game, All right, okay. You know,
fine.
I think his head's a little big for his body, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what you gonna do? But at least it's the right color, right? He's RoboCop metal shiny. He's not Korean commercial steal your chicken shiny, right? He's,
Take your fridge out of the house, shiny.
yeah, take your fridge out of the house so you can't eat.
Yeah.
No, Mom, why is he taking the stuff?
What's his deal? Yeah, this was all right.
But no-
This was on Genesis as well, wasn't it? I think it was.
I didn't get a chance. I really started falling apart by the time I got to RoboCop 3 because did we mention how many ports were out there?
3.
I mean,
there were a lot, right? SNES,
Oh.
Genesis, Amiga,
And
Atari
this
ST.
isn't-
There's a lot. Yeah.
I'm talking about the ports in RoboCop 1 and 2.
Oh, 1
'Cause
and
by
2.
the time I
Got
got
it.
through 1 and 2, I wasn't even sure because when I started the notes last week, like, okay, we're going to do this, this, and this. And I had it above the just dimension. If it goes below the just dimension, means I didn't have a chance to play it. If it's above it, then I had some experience with it. And I only got a little bit into RoboCop 3. There's no arcade version. Like I said, the SNES version is interesting. I didn't even look to see if there was a Genesis version. I don't even know. That versions and ports was from one site, and I have found that every one of the sites I visited this week got at least something wrong.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And so I've been trying to go back and clean everything up.
Check
and
this
it
out.
has
You
been a
like the
nightmare.
Genesis soundtrack's pretty good. Check this out.
Yeah.
Let me get to where it's not so. Let's see. Let's try the beginning.
So there was the Genesis version. All right. I didn't get to check.
Of
Oh,
3,
that sounds
anyway.
Great. Yeah. Yeah. It definitely was only 3 when it came around.
Dude, that's Genesis as hell.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Huge fan.
And I think one of the reasons why we see going back to the original arcade is when I was reading about RoboCop 3, they did RoboCop 3 was shelved for almost 2 or 3 years. So this came out in 91, 92, these ports did. I don't think RoboCop 3 actually came out until 93 or 94. And so they started on the games way before the movie was finished, and they didn't have a bunch of information about it. They had like some basic information.
They must have had a little
And-
because those drones feature pretty heavily in the movie, and they're in this.
They didn't know. There's a part that's, I think in the SNES version, there's a part where he rides like a platform, and no one knew about the jetpack, which is the most phenomenally stupid, dumb thing you've ever seen in a movie.
Yeah.
If you want to crack up, look RoboCop 3 jetpack, and it'll ruin your day. You're welcome.
Yeah, that's annoying. That's annoying. Like to not know that part. That's like this is a crescendo moment of RoboCop 3 as your damn
I didn't even get.
jetpack. Yeah.
I didn't even get into. So the only ones that we're talking about here is the RoboCop 3 that was the platformers. There's another RoboCop, a first-person 3D game.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
No.
I just decided to avoid it.
I kind of want to know now.
was just-
I didn't know this is a thing. Is that real?
Yeah.
Hold
I
on.
just said.
What's it
I
called?
said I had to cut it. I think it's. Is it called RoboCop 3? Is it 3D? Let's look a look. Let's take a look. RoboCop 3 3D games.
DOS game?
DOS had a version. I want to say Amiga had a version.
Holy shit! I think I found it. All right.
yeah.
Let me skip
And I was
ahead
just
here.
like, I was like, I can't.
Oh, this art. This art is rough.
Right.
Okay, RoboCop 3D. Okay, first
Yeah.
you're driving, so it looks like hard driving is what this reminds me of.
It looks exactly like hard driving, but
Ooh,
in
geez.
mid 90s, low
Poly.
no texture mapping, low poly.
I'm gonna skip ahead here and see if there we go. Look at him. All right, so get out of the car, bitch. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Now he's shooting. Oh, here we go. Look at this. Oh, geez. What does this remind me of? Oh, not Flashback, but the other one. End of the World, something world. The world is not enough. No, it's the world, outer world, the outer world, walk in the world, whatever it is. This art style is really throwing me. Oh, that's a guy you don't want to shoot. So this is on rails, isn't it? You're muted. Did you go mute? Did I go mute? Brian may have muted. Brian, hello. Are you there? Have you gone mute? you this time. I like it when it's not me. Anyway, what were we saying? I can't remember.
I last thing I was saying was this was like that VR hotshot game where that first person kind of VR thing, but not nearly as much fun.
Oh, yeah,
Because
no, for sure.
Yeah, and driving the car is atrocious. It's terrible. Everything about it.
Why was this even? Why did this get made? Whose idea was this?
I'm sure at the time it was some of the best cutting edge technology. I mean, because it was 92, right? So,
Yeah, this is pretty. Yeah. I could see this being an innovative time for 3D graphics. Like you would probably have to get an upgrade to play this.
Yeah,
And then you'd be sad because it's not good.
because it's not good.
Yeah. Let me see what this sounds like. I have no idea.
Like this.
Sounds like a little MIDI soundtrack.
Sounds just like you'd think.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would think.
Yeah. I guess it's. Don't shoot that. You're gonna.
Yeah, you
Blow
shoot
up
the guy with the
public
head.
trust.
Yeah, who's going to keep the public trust if you can't?
Yeah.
Mac
Still
Dagger
got
not
that-
located.
It's got that it's got the full screen crosshair thing like all the other mini games did. So, I suppose
I appreciate you finding this because I didn't even know it existed.
I didn't even want to post in the show notes, to be honest. it's like should we talk about that? I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't even know. I mean, maybe.
Maybe. Now, we should talk about a game that is actually good. And that game, I think, is Robocop versus Terminator.
And I kept this just to mention because I wanted.
This game is great, dude. You got to do more than mention it. You got to praise this shit.
No, we do need to praise it. And that's what I didn't want to try to I didn't want to try to cram it in after Robocop 3.
Yeah.
Because I want to do it proper. I think we need a second whole episode that's going to be kind of a versus Robotech versus Terminator and maybe some other way we can work it in, because this game is legit good.
Yeah.
Robocop versus Terminator is peak of this. But I want to talk about the development and how it's got a bigger story.
Yeah.
It's
probably got its own
book.
space, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a comic book, an amazing comic book series, and it's just I don't want to blow it here.
It's weird that they're in the same universe, though. I'm going to say that.
Yeah, I will say
I know
that,
these are both, actually, I don't know which studio owns these. I think they're the same studio, which is how you can do it.
Right.
The movie
Ryan,
studios.
I don't know how it is. Ryan was the place before they went bankrupt. I don't know how they got all parsed out. and
Probably
everything.
Disney owns it all now, probably. Who knows?
Probably. Wouldn't it be great?
Yeah, but I never knew the Terminators. Like, it was a little bit like Alien versus Predator in a way. It was like their version of that kind of. And I think I like that. I think I like the idea.
Yeah.
A lot. Although that gun sucks. Look at that huge gun just shooting slow balls out of it. That's not good.
Yeah.
Anyway, this game is legit. I played this the most this week.
We can talk about it then. We can totally.
I had the
about it.
most gameplay fun. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
There's not much else to add, but I think it is very tightly controlled. I think the SNES version is really, really good. I think that's the only version. They didn't make it for. Oh no, that's not true. Hold on. Yeah, that's right.
Like
Genesis had a version. That's right. I didn't play that version, but I played the
Game
SNES one.
Gear Master System. Somehow they squeezed it on the Master System. I don't know how they did that.
Yeah,
but
and sometimes weird shit happens.
I think we need to have like a crossover episode where we cover maybe 2 verses or something. I just think it deserves more than 5 minutes of our time.
Ooh, our verses. We could do a verses episode. AVPs.
Yeah.
This.
Yeah.
Any other kind of weird crossover? I like that. That's a great idea. All right. That's how you do these follow-up episodes, because they need their own little hook, and I think that's it.
Yeah.
That's real good. All right. Well, you've heard about it. You've gotten excited. Run out there and get RoboCop 3D, the best of the series. Just kidding. Don't.
Right.
Get RoboCop versus Terminator, or any of these others are fine to play too. And I think the first game just legit holds up. It's really good.
And this is going to be one of the tougher ones. I didn't think about it until about halfway through, but this is going to be one of the tougher ones to get out there and play on. And because there's not a lot of legit ways to get it, because, Orion, who made the deal originally with Ocean, I don't know when all that stuff expired. And
plus, Ocean's gone too now, right? I don't think they're around.
Right. And so, where'd all that stuff go to? And, we got new RoboCop video games. These are not available anywhere. There's not a bunch of original arcade RoboCops like an arcade collection. I looked all over. I was like, well, maybe Evercade, because they have the Data East collection and the Oceans collection, and neither one of them, none of them. Like there's like 3 or 4 of them out there. Nothing.
Man,
Nothing.
Ocean went defunct 1998, 27 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy shizback.
Right.
That was, I thought they went on.
Indeed.
I thought they went longer than that. That's crazy. Yeah. They were a big deal. What the hell happened to them?
I don't know. I mean, they tried to expand into America more, I think.
I know what it is. They merged with Infogrames in 96.
Oh, they'll do it.
Which means, hey, your shit didn't work out very well, and guess what? The whole thing's going down now.
Right. That's what happens.
Oh, this is so funny to me. Hold on a second. Commodore Ocean 60. Yeah, this is one of those situations. This is why buyouts are the worst, man. Buyouts suck.
And I think Atari, the modern Atari, bought out Infogrames, right?
Whatever was left of them, yeah.
Just bought
like
the
IPs
the
and
names and stuff. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff going on with the Commodore right now, too. Parafactic. Look all that stuff up later on. But, yeah, there's a whole bunch of what's name, what's company, what is, what still exists.
It's a good reminder that companies own everything and they don't really, you have no control over this. Yeah.
And then they make deals with other companies, and some of those deals, are kind of vague, and who's has what and who has, because, you got different types of rights, and it can get very complicated. But if you do want to play these Robocops, I mean, there's places where you maybe find some abandonware or maybe an archive collection that you can find out there for all of these, and play it the way you like best. And there was also a 2004 called Robocop 2D, and I'm not sure exactly where this is officially hosted, but I did find it on myabandonware.com, and some people call it Park Productions, and they have games 1 through 3 in a modern Windows installer,
like a wrapper type thing.
Yeah. So I
That's
don't
cool.
know how accurate that is, but I was interested, and maybe if you guys get a chance to play it, you can give me a little feedback. But
yeah,
Robocop
let us know.
2D.
Yeah, that's right. And there's a possibility that I'll just say this as a side note. Archive.org has this amazing collection of old war films and out of copyright music and stuff like that. Not saying it has anything to do with Robocop video games. I'm not saying that you'd find them there. I'm just saying.
Right. I'm just saying maybe somebody somewhere maybe does like us. They preserve and archive, things.
Yeah, and they'd like to dot all their T's and I's in their organization.
Organizations, yeah.
Yeah, they're into it. All right, we're going to play a game we made up now. This game's called Guess Our Game, or Guess My Game, really.
Yeah,
and
somebody's game.
Guess somebody's game, and we're going to do it now. Here's how it works. We give a platform in a year, and then we have 4 possible answers that each of us can get. We start with some audio from that game, and then we have to guess. That's really as simple as that. And then half of the chat says things like Choplifter, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's definitely Choplifter.
Definitely Choplifter. Let's find out this week when I play mine. Brian, it is the Sega Genesis, and the year is 1994.
Is it Robocop?
No.
Oh.
But there is a cop in one of these names. Anyway, let's find out now.
Love this.
I used to, this Genesis sound chip used to bum me out, and I've grown to love it.
Yeah. I love this. It sounds great.
It's such a specific vibe, the sound of a Genesis game. All right, that's your hint on this audio. Here are your options. These are all actual Genesis games. No tomfoolery here. All right.
Oh, that's unusual. Scott usually gives me some Tom and foolery.
That's right. Got to give you both. Here we go. A, Master of Monsters. B, Generations Lost. C, Technocop. Or D,
Technocop.
D,
Your move, dude.
Your move, dude. D, Time Dominator. So again, Master of Monsters, Generations Lost, Technocop, or Time Dominator. What do you like?
Time. I like Time Dominator. That just sounds like you've hacked the timeline.
Damn
right?
straight you have.
Time Dominator.
Yeah.
Master of Monsters, Generation Lost, Techno Cop. time. My first impression is it's got to be the Technocop. C, because I mean we've been talking about RoboCop. Maybe I'm just primed.
All right.
And then it kind of it kind of sounded like maybe a Technocop.
Well, let's find out if it is. Is it Technocop? No, it's not. It's Generations Lost.
Oh, that was my other guess because it had a lot of that old that's like a Jurassic kind of outdoor soundy kind of thing. Is that what that is?
I thought a little bit. I thought you'd say Master of Monsters because of those aspects of it.
Yeah, but I did hear some stuff, but I was thinking the Technocop was like finding dinosaurs.
Well,
so
I won that battle.
Yeah, you did.
All right, now we'll find out. Oh, is this true? Scott? Oh, no, maybe not. Scott Buck in the chat says Technocop is just Robocop with huge subwoofers on his chest. I love that idea. I love it. Having just gone to an EDM concert, I would love some subwoofers on my chest. All right, Brian, let's get to yours. This is a Sega Genesis also, but what year are we talking about?
A few years earlier, 1990. So let's see if that FM modulator sounds any better or worse.
Or just as good. Who knows? Here we go.
Yeah, just as good. Who knows?
The answer is it sounds great. Whoa, it was like Atari sounding. My fondness for Genesis runs deep, dude. All right, give me some options here.
Absolutely. Sega Genesis 1990 is the answer. A, Midnight Resistance. B, Gain Ground. C, Crackdown. D, E-SWAT. City Under Siege. Your move, creep.
All right, I'm tempted to Midnight Resistance. It could be any of these.
Yeah, all these are real games from 1990 on the Sega Genesis.
E-SWAT, City Under Siege. All right, so Crackdown is also a series on the Xbox consoles. It's a Microsoft product. It is not. So part of me is like, well, if it's an actual game, though, then you're trying to throw me with that one. Gain Ground, Midnight Resistance, or Crackdown, or E-SWAT, City Under Siege. All right, I'm going to go with my gut and just say this Crackdown game. I don't know if that might be, I might also be primed because I'm just thinking of Crackdown on Crackdown 3, which I really enjoyed and no one else did.
Plus it's a C answer, right?
It's a C answer, and those are often right. I'm going to say Crackdown.
Well, C is sometimes the way to go. This time, not so much.
Shit.
Oh, no. It's E-SWAT.
Damn it.
Under Siege.
That was the one I least thought it was.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Look at this. Look at this Robocop.
Robo Lifter and Chop Chop. Or Chop Cop.
Chop Cop.
That's fantastic.
Chop Cop. Here to take away your stuff. Side-scrolling action platformer video game. This was on the Genesis.
Yeah.
Published by Sega.
Let me take a look at some video here. I'm just curious about it.
It's actually based on the arcade game Cyber Police E-SWAT, released a year earlier.
All right, let's see. The Sega version looked like... Oh, look at this.
Yeah, look at this. Telling Robocop to suck it. This is what your game should have looked like, Robocop 3.
You know what? This looks all right.
Yeah, this is pretty good.
Kind of like the style.
I kind of accidentally found this when I was doing the Robocop stuff, and I was like, oh, this looks good. Is this a better Robocop game?
Yeah, you know what? I might play this.
Yeah.
I think I can play this.
I can play it.
All right. Nice poll. And also not a terrible game, it looks like. Looks like it might actually be good. Well done. We both lost. We're bad, and we lost.
We're bad at it. We're bad at guessing games.
If you guys are excited about the upcoming Fantastic Four First Steps, which is coming out in just about 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks,
very
weeks.
shortly.
Well, it's I guess the end of the month, 26th or so. So it's still about 3.5 weeks away. It's Superman that comes out on the 12th, so that's real soon. But anyway, we're all very excited about it. Well, good news. Wrong one. I meant that one. Fantastic Four, June 17th or 27th, 2005, published by Activision, is now retro, 20 years old.
Can you believe the last time we tried this Fantastic Four thing? No, it wasn't the last time we tried it, but the first time we tried it was back in 2004. Activision gave us a Fantastic Four game based on the movie of the same name.
Shitty movie. The bad movie. Well, one of them.
It's how about one of the better Fantastic
There you
Four
go,
movies
which
we've had?
is not hard to
saying
do
much.
at all. But the first two are
Top 10.
okay. When I say first two, I'm not even counting the Corman one from '94, which is probably the best worst one because it's just shit.
Intentionally, just to hold on to a license a little longer.
Yeah,
They
low
made that
budget
movie.
garbage is what that is.
Yeah.
But there's some fun to be had. The one from 2015 though, is that the right year? I think.
Yeah.
Utter trash hole, garbage poo. It's so bad, dude.
I don't want it to be bad though.
Oh, I trust me. I don't even think we film sacked that one. It's so bad.
I don't think we did either.
We shouldn't, is what I'm saying. Never.
Yeah.
Let's not do it.
I don't.
Let's avoid that like the plague that it is. It's really bad.
Yeah, let's avoid it like Reed Richards is reaching under a door to grab us by the junk. We're like, no can has.
With his little plastic flat hand that he's got going there. A big fan. All right. Anyway, check that out. If you are into checking out new retro stuff, that is now retro and available not to anyone unless you have an old console that hasn't installed. So good luck to you. Yeah. Let's get to some listener feedback before we grow old.
Welcome to the treasure room.
Got a phone call today at voicecast.app/playretro, and this is somebody using AI to describe another game like Lost Vikings. Here it is.
The episode on the Lost Vikings made me think of a similar DOS game from around 1991 called Goblins. It's another series with characters that have different abilities.
Hold on. Goblins?
I think that was some AI funk there, but yes, goblins.
Think goblins? Okay. Why? Maybe he spelled it weird in his text. The way this works is if you text us or call us, you can call with a regular, just your voice on your phone or whatever, or you can text us and then say, use one of these AI voices and you can choose which one to read your text. That's what this is.
Yeah.
So it's entirely possible that Goblins was the AI losing its shit. I don't know, but I'll play it again. I'll just go where we were.
It's another series with characters that have different abilities, and you have to solve puzzles screen by screen. It's great fun. Check it out.
All right. So Goblins or Goblins, is like Lost Vikings. And
yeah,
check
it is.
I
did look at it. So thank you for, because I totally forgot to mention that.
Is it just Goblins?
I think it's just Goblins. I think you're right. I think that's, now I can't remember. Now all I can see is Goblins.
Goblins or whatever he said.
Goblins.
All right, let's take a look. Is this must be it. Yeah, this is it.
Yeah.
So these little goblins, you make them do shit. Here's the dumb one. Here's the smart one. Here's the mean
maybe
one.
It's not the one I was thinking of. This is pretty cool. Oh, I see why he said goblins, because it's IIINS.
Oh. Okay. Goblins. It's GOBLIIINS.
Yeah.
I think the three eyes represent each goblin.
Or is it part 3? I think you're right though.
I didn't even know this was a thing.
I thought I was thinking of something else.
I
didn't know
point and click, so it's a little bit different than the other thing. I don't remember this game at all.
Nope. Not this one.
Whoa. He made that. How do you make it bigger? I don't think that's how fruit works.
Hey, you smack it and it gets bigger. That makes sense.
All right, this guy's going to smack it. What happens? Oh.
He's going to punch it. That one fell. So I guess each one of them, I guess some have smack abilities and some have punch abilities. So that is very much like the Lost Vikings.
Okay.
Each one of them has his own little.
So that one shoved it up his own ass.
Yeah, one's picking up. Right. One's picking up, one's punching, and I guess one's hugging.
I don't know what's going on.
Or maybe he's embiggening. He's embiggening, it looks like.
I don't know what he's doing. So how's he going to? Is he trying to get across this thing? So he's going to put. Yeah. He's going to put his apple there.
Trying to get across a bridge. He's definitely going to. Oh, he's trying to give it to maybe like a troll. Maybe
I don't know what he's doing.
It's going to pop up. Maybe a crocodile or something.
I think this game might be. It might annoy me because I don't like when the rules aren't obvious.
Right.
With puzzle games, I mean.
Yeah.
Because then you're just dinking with me. But try Goblins, everybody. It's out there and available. And thank you, caller, for that.
I was thinking,
yeah.
I think, oh, wow, 1995? Wait, I think it was, okay, I think, I'm so confused because some people spelling it with only 2 eyes. So it was Goblins 1 with 3 eyes, and there's Goblins 2, which only has 2 eyes. Does that mean they took away one of the characters? I don't know.
I don't know either.
I must know more now.
Okay, let's see.
I must protect the innocent.
The original one looks like this. I don't know why the res is so weird, but it looks like
DOS game
might have been. I can't tell if they've jacked this one up on the other video. I'm not sure what they did. I never heard of it, though.
I think it did. Nope, not what I thought.
Well, that's cool. No problem there. We're into whatever you're into, people at home. We're into it.
Yeah, we're into it.
All right, that's it for that. Let's get to this, which is our next discussion. It's going to be Microsoft Madness series. Did you play that back in the day? Were you into it?
Yeah. And that was going to be the question to ask you. So there's Monster Truck Madness, which is the one that I really love the most. There's Motocross Madness, which I loved. There's Midtown Madness, and I'm forgetting a madness. What's the other madness? There's four. There's four madnesses in the series,
Mud
right?
Madness, right?
Mud Madness. But anyway, we got to decide if we're just going to tackle one madness, or are we going to tackle all the Microsoft Madness? What do you think?
I think we should.
Monster Truck Madness is one of my favorite games of all time. I could play it all week.
The only one I played is this one, Midtown Madness. That's the only one I tried.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I think we could talk about them all, but maybe emphasize this one as the one that was like the hit.
Yeah.
Because the others were less hits than
what,
this.
Monster Truck? You say a Monster Truck was less than Midnight?
I think so.
Midtown? You're so full of crap.
I don't know.
You're full of crap.
Am I full of crap?
I'm just kidding.
I honestly can't remember.
That's interesting. So there's really there's 1 and 2 of Monster Truck Madness. There's 1 and 2 of Midtown Madness, and there's 1 and 2 of Motocross Madness. I think we probably can squeeze that all in there, maybe.
Yeah, because I think there'll be whatever it is that'll get less talk. We'll know it when we get there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like here's Monster Truck. I found it. There it is.
I love Monster Truck Madness. That was such a freaking fun game.
I like. Oh, it looks
butts?
like ass though. Jeez.
Oh yes, it does. That's the best part.
It really looks like butthole.
That's the best part.
Is it the best part?
It's the absolute best part.
The very best part is how bad this game held up.
Yes.
But the fun's there, and I like the physics, if I remember right. So
the physics were amazing.
Yeah, we're going to get into all that, and it'll be fun.
Motocross Madness was the one that would shoot you back across the screen, isn't it? Is that the right one?
I think that's the one. And it was
you hit the edges, and it would just like go boom.
It was ridiculed
all the way back.
Yeah, it was ridiculed for that. People made fun of that game as a result,
and I loved it.
Yeah, it was a good time. I will admit having some fun there. Well, anyway, that is it for that. That'll be next week. Please join us then. In the meantime, patreon.com/playretro, where you'll get no commercials ever, monthly benefits, and pre-show content every week. Imagine a show without any ads. That right there's the dream, right?
Yeah.
So just throw us a couple of bucks and help your favorite retro show a little bit, okay? Yeah. That's all we're asking.
Yeah. And I mean, if you want to get just a taste of what we talked about the pre-show today, we talked about Michael Talbot's version of One to Grow On, where a kid steals an antenna, versus the Byron Allen, and why they were the same one, but they were different.
Yep. Very odd stuff. It's one to grow on, everybody. Two to grow on, really.
We talk a little bit about Justine and Jason Bateman, and they're one to grow on.
Yeah, it was a weird PSA campaign that existed in the 80s, and we had some fun with that. So get all that by going to patreon.com/playretro. It's going to do it for us. frogpants.com/playretro for everything else. Go play something retro, and we'll see you next time.
Your move, creep.
Those pants are made for frogging, if you know what I mean. I actually don't. Frogpants.com.
Serve the public trust, protect the innocent, uphold the law.
Okay.